Hi folks, welcome back. So in the previous set of videos, we have already learned about introduction to Helm charts and couple of scenarios with the Helm charts, and we even learned about how to deal with public repos. Basically, how you can customize the public repository. I mean the public available Helm charts, and you can download from the public official repository, and then how you can put it your local repository and customize it the way you want as per your business need and the application need, and then how you can set up those and all those things. So in this particular set of video, and of course in the next video as well, we'll focus on basically the Helm chart repository guide. So basically, what are these Helm chart repositories? Are basically a place where you can keep your all Helm charts. It's just a placeholder location for that. It's like you can keep all the your customized Helm charts, or the publicly available Helm charts which you have customized with your business needs. And then if you want to store it in a particular local place where as within the organization, if you want to put it, or of course you already have your central community driven artifact hub, you can always go back and store there as well. It's totally up to the individuals where you want to store this. So basically we'll see what are the different options available to store this Helm charts in terms of in repositories level. So how you can store this at the different kind of in repository levels, what are the options available, and then basically what are the standards we are following, and all those things. So in the official Helm chart repository, if you come under the topics, you will see this chart repository guide, where the prerequisites and everything they have mentioned. Basically, you need to first create a repository, the Helm chart repository, and then you basically, when you create a Helm chart repository, let's use for example just Helm create and then nginx hyphen chart or alpine hyphen chart. It's just that it will create a Helm chart for the alpine. So when you create a particular chart using Helm create, it creates three files. One is your index.yaml, another one is of course the tar file of your the chart, and then it and an additional dot profile. So basically these provenance files are something which what you can say is that like authoritative files to say that from where this Helm chart is originated, whether they are the proper folks or not, like an authoritative kind of an information with the help of either GPG keys, a set of stuffs like basically with that help of this information. Always you can go back and check this. If you go to this provenance, the integrity is checking basically how safe this is, whether it is totally originated from a particular authoritative manner. Is it like whom they basically need to say who you are, from where you have come, all those kind of an kind of a checking. If you want to place it, you can sign your Helm chart when pushing it, and then with the help of that private public key pairs and all those things, you can always go back and do, which in my personal view might not be required, because usually in a typical organization will have your own private repositories, and all the information will be pretty much safe there. It will not go beyond that, or if it is not GitHub, you will be storing it in either JFrog Artifactory, or in terms of in any other private place where it is particular to your organization. So you need not to make all these kind of in complex stuffs. So anyway, it's up to individual. If you want to use, you can always go back and use. So let's come back. So we will be focusing only on these, the index.yaml. So basically this file contains all the metadata information about this chat. What is this chat name? What is the where this chat is going to store? So if you come here, you can see all this information, when it was created, what is the name of that chat, sources, URLs, blah blah, all these information you can always go back and see here. And then of course your charts tar file, if you untar it, you will see all the typical Helm chart structure, the charts directory, and then the typical templates, your values, all those information you can always go back and check here. So that's about this. As I was mentioning, this index file, index.yaml, it's a very crucial file. As I said, it will be containing all the metadata information about chat. So now let's come to the, the actual topic where what are all the possibilities where you can host this Helm chart in terms of different repositories. So there are several options. Some of the, the one of the option is like your Google Cloud storage. Always, you can go to your GCP storage. You can create a bucket and store all these chats. And it's like if your bucket is public or if your bucket is private, then you have to sort out, in terms of how you access the in DNS stuffs or any other private, access methods which is available, in your particular organization that you have to sort it out, and you can always access it through private DNS as well. But let's assume your GCS bucket is public, then it is easy if you protect it with for sufficient people in terms of an inherent access management. Always those authorized users will be able to download your chats. So that is one method. The second method is like the CloudSmith manner. Again, if you want to read more about this, uh, in my experience, very few people have used it, not much. 95% of the people, 95 to 98% of the people, either they go for JFrog Artifactory, that's another option, which is like private. Again, they'll keep it private, and or they'll keep it in the GitHub, or they'll keep it in the uh, you know the chat museum. That's another fantastic tool which I personally like a lot, and I would recommend even you guys to use it. That's one of the fascinating tool I can say, because it's like within your local environment you can have all the fantastic public kind of a feature. Means it's so customizable, with all available clouds, whether it is in GCP or Azure or Amazon or even Alibaba Cloud, whatever, even the OpenStack, Digital Ocean, all these, places, it is like very easy to adapt it in terms of in storage and other configuration. So Chat Museum, another popular, the package kind of in hosting repository, which is an internal to you, and you can manage it in a very efficient way. So another one is you can set up your own web server. Basically, what you can do is, let's assume you have one particular virtual machine where you're installing an Apache, uh, you know, uh, web's HTTPD server in a particular web apps directory. Let's assume you created a directory called chats. Within that, you can go back and choose all the chats. You can store it so that you can access that with the help of that machine. Like, for example, 10.1.1.1 slash that particular web directory index that, whatever the root directory of your web apps. So there as well, you can access. You can treat that machine as your HTTP web app server, and you can achieve in that way as well. It's just like a place where you can download it. And another popular method is using the GitHub pages, which is what we are going to explain in this particular video. So let's start focusing on this GitHub pages itself. So initially, what you have to do is in your particular repository, create a new branch, whatever the name you want. In this example, what they have done is they've created a new branch called GH pages. Or if you want to attach your main branch itself, you can always go back and do. So what they have done is they have created a new branch called GH pages. Now in under the settings section of your repository, you will see this. Okay, here is my repository. So if I go to settings, under this section I have something called as pages. Since I have already enabled, you will not be able to see this, but if you're not enabled, you will see something like this, GitHub pages. So here you will have an option called source. So from which branch? So in my case, I have selected main branch. So always, you can go back and do. So anyway, there you go. It is available here itself. Source. So I did, deploy from the branch and I've used main. So in your case, you can use gh hyphen pages, maybe, this branch, and then make sure that you click this enforce HTTPS so that your repository URL, whatever, you add, that will be available in terms of an HTTPS manner. That's all. You enabled it. Now you have enabled GitHub pages. Moment you enable, now you go back in the settings, you will see this. Your URL will be something like this. So basically, your name dot github.io slash the repository name. That would be the, if you click here, visit site, it will show you. Helm working examples. Basically, the index dot or the default dot whatever the file is there, readme.md, that is what it is reading by default. So now what we will do is let's go. Since in my case I've already downloaded uh, this particular repository, and the branch. So I'm in main branch itself. So this is the repo, my own repo. In GitHub repo, I have a couple of Nginx examples, like most of which you've already seen in my previous videos. So now what I'll do is let me try to create one simple Helm chart. Again, these things by this time you already know because I've already discussed this several times. So what I'll do, I'll create a simple chat, Nginx-chat. There you go. It's created a Helm chat. Now if I go Nginx chat, you will see a typical format of chats, templates, and all those things. So now let's come back. Let's assume you have done all the hard work of customizing and everything, and you have finalized your Helm chart. Now the next step would be packaging it, which you can achieve with the help of the command called Helm package, and then your chart name. So now this has created the package, which is this. Now what I'll do is I'll create a simple directory called Helm repo 1. Then let me go inside that Helm repo 1. You might ask why I created Helm repo 1, because I already have Helm repo, which I used it for testing purpose before this demonstration. So that is the reason why. Now I'm in repo 1. So what I'll do is now I will move that Nginx chart hyphen that ZZ file here. There you go. Okay, so here now let's go back to the documentation. So if you go to this documentation, so regardless of what approach you use, the first step the steps basically which you have to take, they have clearly mentioned here. Basically the package your repo, and then you have to index your repo. That is what it is going to create this. So what I'll do is Helm repo index run dot from this current directory. Now it has generated me the index.yaml. So if you see here index.yaml, this is what I was saying, the basic the metadata information about this chat and all those informations are now it is available. Now what I'll do, I will see if there are any changes. Let me come back, and here I do git status. There you go. I'll do git add git commit. Now I'll push to main. So it will be prompted with my information. Let me give my pat token. There you go. Now I have pushed it. If I go back to my repo, you'll see this repo 1. What I will do, if I go to settings, GitHub pages, so this is my home directory. So here, if I give Helm repo 1, okay, file not found, maybe it is expecting your index.yaml. It's YAML actually. There you go. It's giving you your the information. So how beautifully it is structured. It's as simple as that. So now what I will do is, now let me see my repo list. My local repo is empty. Now what we will do is whatever uh, the repository whatever we created and moved it to the GitHub repo, right? The same one, let us try to add it in my local. Now what I'll do, Helm repo add the repo name, maybe I'll give as my repo and then the URL. So what is the URL? So this is the one you need to give. Basically, this would be your repo. Good. Now if you see, it has added this repo. Now if I give Helm search repo, my repo, there you go. It's basically contains this. This is the information. Now what I will do, Helm install. I'll maybe release it my name as my nginx maybe, and then this is the chat. No, no. In my previous session, I have already explained you about like how we can use this various option. So what I will do, I'll supply this chat information with the help of this command version, and also I will set the app version for this. App dot version is equal to this. That's it. Let's give a couple of seconds. Simple, it's done. Now, if you go and see kubectl get parts, since I have done this installation and the default namespace, you can see here. Now, if I do Helm repo, just Helm list, since it is in default directory, you will see this. That's it. It's like it's a very simple one. So you know, it, that's all about the way you want to push your local customized chats into GitHub repository with the help of this GitHub pages concept. And you can configure whichever the branch you want to configure, and you can deal with any other branch. Is that it's going through that. And then we learned how to push keep it in a particular repository, and then let's assume that you have your branch in a GitHub repository, how to pull those into your local, and then how you can install that as a Helm chart. Everything we have learned. So in the next session we will be focusing on specifically on Chartmesuem. There, I want to explain how beautiful that is and how you can leverage the different features of Chartmesuem and all. So, that's all about the Helm chart repository with help of GitHub pages. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Please do subscribe to my channel and support me. Thank you, folks.